Today's idiom is I don't want to make a scene. This phrase means you wish to avoid causing a public disturbance, a fuss, or any dramatic display that draws unwanted attention. Imagine wanting to handle a disagreement or personal matter privately rather than making it a spectacle for others. The scene here has theatrical roots, referring to a distinct part of a play. Over time, it evolved to describe any public display or commotion that feels like a dramatic performance. Let's see how this idiom plays out in real life. For our first example, please don't argue with the manager here. I don't want to make a scene in the middle of the restaurant. Here, the speaker wants to avoid a public confrontation that would draw negative attention from other diners. It's about preferring a discreet resolution over a dramatic outburst. Now, for the second example, she quietly left the party when her ex arrived, saying, I don't want to make a scene. In this scenario, the woman wants to avoid any awkwardness or drama that might arise from seeing her ex, opting for a quiet exit rather than causing a stir or attracting gossip. Both examples perfectly illustrate the desire to maintain peace and avoid public displays of emotion or conflict.
If you're looking for similar expressions, consider cause a fuss or draw attention to oneself. To cause a fuss often implies complaining loudly or making a minor issue into a bigger problem, similar to making a scene but sometimes with less theatrical drama. To draw attention to oneself is a broader phrase, simply meaning to become noticed, whether positively or negatively. Making a scene specifically emphasizes a public, often dramatic or embarrassing display of emotion or conflict. Choose I don't want to make a scene when you want to avoid a public display of emotion or conflict that creates an uncomfortable atmosphere.
To wrap up, I don't want to make a scene is a fantastic idiom for expressing your desire to avoid public drama or unwanted attention. Rooted in the idea of a theatrical performance, it conveys a strong preference for discretion and calm over any kind of public spectacle or commotion. Whether you're in a restaurant, at a party, or handling a sensitive personal matter, this phrase allows you to clearly communicate your wish to keep things quiet and avoid creating any uncomfortable situations. Keep practicing it to master its subtle but powerful meaning. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, that cracked me up. This vivid expression perfectly captures the feeling when something is so incredibly funny that it causes you to laugh uncontrollably, almost as if you're breaking with amusement. Its roots trace back to early 20th century informal American English. The phrase to crack up originally meant to suffer a mental or physical breakdown, or to lose control. Over time, it specifically came to describe losing control in the best way possible, by bursting into uncontrollable laughter, making it a powerful way to express extreme humor. Let's look at how we can use this idiom in everyday conversations. For our first example, his impersonation of our boss was so spot on, it completely cracked me up. Here, the speaker is emphasizing how hilariously accurate the impersonation was, causing them to burst into laughter. It conveys a strong reaction of amusement. In our second example, I watched a video of a cat trying to catch its tail, and honestly, that cracked me up. This sentence describes a different situation, a funny video, but the idiom still highlights the same outcome, an intense, uncontrollable fit of laughter. Both examples demonstrate how that cracked me up is used to express that something was profoundly funny, making you laugh loudly and uncontrollably.
While that cracked me up conveys intense amusement, let's explore some similar expressions. It made me laugh out loud is a very common phrase, straightforwardly stating that something caused you to laugh audibly. It's a bit more general and less intense than cracked me up. Then we have it made me burst into laughter, which is closer in intensity, suggesting a sudden, uncontrollable outburst of laughter, similar to cracked me up, but perhaps slightly more formal. You'd use that cracked me up when something was uniquely hilarious, eliciting a truly spontaneous and unrestrained fit of giggles or belly laughs.
To summarize, that cracked me up is your go-to idiom. When something is so overwhelmingly funny, it makes you lose control and laugh intensely. Originating from the idea of breaking down with emotion, it vividly paints a picture of being overcome by humor. Remember, this isn't just a polite chuckle. It's for those moments that genuinely make you belly laugh. So next time you encounter something truly hilarious, don't just say it was funny. Tell someone that cracked me up and share the joy of that uncontrollable laughter. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, I'll have you know. This emphatic phrase is used to introduce a statement that corrects a misconception, asserts a fact, or expresses pride in something. Think of it as saying, I want to make sure you understand this important point. Its origins lie in the general English use of have as a causative verb, meaning to cause something to be done or to make someone aware. Over time, this specific phrasing became a common way to deliver information with a touch of emphasis or even slight indignation. It's a great way to assert yourself. Let's look at how I'll have you know works in context. In our first example, you think I didn't try? I'll have you know, I spent all night working on that presentation. The speaker uses the idiom to correct a false assumption and emphasize their hard work. It's a way of saying, you're wrong about my effort, and I want you to know the truth. Our second example, she assumed I was new to the company. I'll have you know, I've been here for 15 years, similarly employs the phrase to set the record straight and subtly assert the speaker's long-standing experience. In both cases, the idiom adds weight and a sense of personal conviction to the statement.
Now let's explore some similar expressions. Let me tell you is a softer, more general way to introduce a fact or opinion, often implying a sharing of insight without the strong corrective tone of I'll have you know. For example, let me tell you, this new restaurant is fantastic. On the other hand, for your information is more direct and can sometimes sound a bit formal or even slightly abrupt. It's typically used to provide factual data. While both can convey information, I'll have you know carries a distinct personal emphasis, often used when feeling a bit slighted or when proudly asserting a fact.
To recap, I'll have you know is a powerful idiom used to introduce an important fact, often to correct a misunderstanding or to express pride emphatically. Its origin stems from the causative use of have, causing someone to know something. Remember, it adds a strong personal touch, making your statement more impactful. So the next time you need to set the record straight, correct an assumption, or proudly declare a truth, try using I'll have you know. It's a great way to make your point resonate with conviction. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is hear me out. It means you want someone to listen to your entire point or explanation before they interrupt or judge. It's a direct plea for a chance to fully present your thoughts. This idiom stems from general English usage since the 16th century, a persistent imperative for attention. Let's look at some examples. First, I know this sounds crazy, but please hear me out before you decide. Here the speaker anticipates skepticism. Secondly, before you dismiss my proposal, hear me out. I have compelling data. This shows its use in a professional context, requesting a full audience. Both emphasize the need for uninterrupted listening.
Similar phrases include, listen to what I have to say and give me a chance to explain. While similar, hear me out more specifically conveys urgency or a need to overcome anticipated resistance, emphasizing the entirety of the message before judgment. It's a more insistent and complete plea.
In summary, hear me out is a vital phrase for ensuring your perspective is thoroughly understood. It originated from a direct request for attention, used commonly for centuries. Next time you present a potentially unpopular or complex idea, remember to use hear me out to secure that crucial full attention. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is, you're telling me. This phrase is used when you completely agree with something someone just said, often because you've experienced it yourself or feel strongly about it. It's a powerful way to show you already understand the situation perfectly. Its origin lies in common conversational English from the early 20th century, developing as an emphatic rhetorical question that conveys shared understanding rather than seeking information. It's a relatable expression for showing deep empathy. Let's look at how you're telling me works in conversation. Imagine your friend says, my commute was terrible today. The traffic was absolutely insane. You, having experienced similar frustrations, might reply, you're telling me. It took me an hour longer than usual to get here. Here, you're not asking them to literally tell you. You're expressing strong agreement because you share the same experience. In another scenario, someone might comment, learning a new language is incredibly challenging, especially the grammar. You could respond, you're telling me. I've been studying for months and still feel like a beginner. Both examples show this idiom used to convey profound agreement and shared understanding, making the conversation more empathetic and relatable. It's a versatile phrase for acknowledging mutual feelings.
Let's explore some similar expressions. Tell me about it is very close in meaning and usage to you're telling me, often used with a similar intonation to convey emphatic agreement and shared experience. You can say that again, also signifies strong agreement, meaning I completely agree with you, while all three express concurrence, you are telling me, and tell me about it, often carry a slight nuance of shared exasperation or a been there, done that feeling. You can say that again is generally a more straightforward way to say I agree without necessarily implying personal experience.
To recap, "you're telling me" is a fantastic idiom for showing strong agreement and shared understanding. It originated from everyday conversation as an emphatic rhetorical statement, indicating that you already know exactly what the other person means, often because you've experienced it yourself. So, the next time someone expresses a frustration or a widely held truth that you profoundly agree with, don't just say yes, try using "you're telling me." It will add a layer of empathy and emphasis to your response, making your English sound much more natural and expressive. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is "his wife chewed him out." This vividly means to reprimand or scold someone harshly and thoroughly. Imagine someone being verbally torn apart, much like food vigorously chewed. The expression "chew out" likely originated in early 20th century American military slang. It implies a complete and severe dressing down, leaving no doubt about the speaker's displeasure. This idiom powerfully conveys the intensity of the scolding. Let's look at how "chewed out" is used in context. Our first example is, "the coach chewed out the team for their sloppy performance." Here, the coach is expressing strong dissatisfaction with the team's play. They aren't just mildly displeased, they're delivering a severe reprimand. Now consider the second example. "My boss chewed me out for being late to the important client meeting." This clearly shows the speaker received a harsh scolding from their boss due to tardiness. In both cases, "chewed out" perfectly illustrates a firm, thorough, and unambiguous verbal lashing. It's a powerful way to describe a serious telling off.
While chew someone out effectively conveys a harsh scolding, you might also hear to tell someone off. This is generally a strong reprimand, but can sometimes be slightly less intense or more spontaneous than chewing out. For a more formal or severe scolding, often from someone in authority, to give someone a dressing down is a great alternative. It suggests a more structured, thorough, and often public reprimand. Each phrase captures a slightly different nuance in the severity and context of the admonishment.
To recap, to chew someone out means to scold them severely. Its origin likely traces back to early 20th century military slang, evoking the imagery of a thorough verbal dismantling. This idiom is perfect for situations where someone has received a truly harsh and unmistakable reprimand, leaving no room for misunderstanding. Next time you hear or need to describe someone getting a serious telling off, "chew out" is a wonderfully expressive phrase to use. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is "please spread the word." It's a polite request to share information or news with a larger group. The word means message, and spread means to disseminate it widely. This usage dates back to medieval times, reflecting how news was orally conveyed. Let's see it in use. We're organizing a community cleanup next month, so please spread the word to your neighbors. This asks for community-wide sharing. Also, our new cafe has delicious coffee. If you enjoyed it, please spread the word among your friends. This shows asking for personal recommendations.
Similar phrases include "get the word out" and "tell everyone." "Get the word out" focuses on active, impersonal dissemination. "Tell everyone" is direct and informal. "Please spread the word" balances politeness with a clear request for wide communication, versatile for many contexts.
To summarize, "please spread the word" is a polite and effective request to share information widely. Its origin reflects historical communication methods. It's excellent for building support or creating awareness. Use it confidently when your message needs to reach many people. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is "I hate to break it to you, but." This phrase gently prefaces unwelcome news or an inconvenient truth, implying speaker reluctance for anticipated disappointment. Origin relates to breaking news, evolving to soften negative information delivery, adding empathy before the difficult revelation. Let's see this idiom in action. For example 1, "I hate to break it to you, but your flight has been delayed by 3 hours." The speaker delivers frustrating news apologetically. For example 2, "I hate to break it to you, but Santa Claus isn't real." This prepares someone for a difficult truth. Both soften unwelcome information.
While our idiom "softens bad news," unfortunately, is more direct and less personal, often for formal contexts. "I'm sorry to tell you" explicitly states regret, similar in apology, but more direct. Our idiom carries a more conversational, empathetic tone, implying shared understanding of impact. Ideal for personal disclosures.
In summary, "I hate to break it to you, but" is an empathetic idiom for introducing unwelcome news. It gently prepares the listener, showing speaker understanding of impact. Rooted in breaking information, it adds politeness to difficult conversations. Use this phrase to soften the blow and show you care when delivering less than ideal news. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is "for all I care." This powerful phrase is used to convey a strong sense of indifference or a complete lack of concern about a specific situation or its outcome. Essentially, it means it doesn't matter to me at all. The phrase traces its roots back to the 16th century English, evolving from the grammatical structure "for all X," which meant as far as X is concerned. Over time, it specifically came to emphasize a speaker's profound unconcern or even disdain, making it a direct and impactful way to express "I don't care." Let's explore how "for all I care" is used in everyday conversation. In our first example, imagine someone saying they can choose a different restaurant for the party. "For all I care, we could just order pizza." Here, the speaker is expressing that the choice of restaurant is completely inconsequential to them. They're so indifferent that they'd be fine with even the simplest alternative. Our second example is, my brother said he might skip the family dinner, and for all I care, he can do whatever he wants. This shows a strong lack of concern for the brother's decision, emphasizing that the speaker won't be affected or bothered by it at all. It's a clear statement of detachment.
Now let's look at some similar expressions. "I couldn't care less" conveys an even stronger, more emphatic statement of absolute indifference than "for all I care." It implies there is no room for less concern than what is currently felt. On the other hand, "it's all the same to me" indicates that two or more options are equally acceptable to the speaker, implying a more neutral indifference rather than a dismissive one. While "for all I care" often carries a hint of annoyance or dismissal, "it is all the same to me" is more about having no preference.
To sum up, "for all I care" is your go-to idiom when you want to express complete and utter indifference about something. It's a powerful way to state that a particular situation, choice, or outcome holds no significance or concern for you. Originating from earlier English phrasing emphasizing personal scope, it has evolved into a direct declaration of "I don't care." So, the next time something truly doesn't matter to you, feel free to use this idiom to make your feelings clear. I'll see you next time with another great expression.
Today's idiom is "don't sweat it." This phrase is a friendly way to tell someone not to worry or get anxious about a situation. It implies that the issue isn't as serious as they might think, or that it's simply not worth getting stressed over. The expression stems from the physical act of sweating, which often accompanies hard work, exertion, or even anxiety. By saying "don't sweat it," we're essentially telling someone to relax and not let the situation cause them undue stress or worry, encouraging a calm and easygoing approach. Let's look at how "don't sweat it" works in everyday conversations. In our first example, imagine a friend helping you with a big task. You might say, "Thanks for helping me move all these boxes. Don't sweat it. I'll owe you one." Here, "don't sweat it" assures your friend that their effort isn't an inconvenience and you appreciate their help without them needing to worry about the favor. It's a way of saying it's no big deal. For our second scenario, picture someone arriving a little late. They apologize, saying, "I'm so sorry I'm a few minutes late." You can respond with, "Don't sweat it, the meeting hasn't even started yet." This use of the idiom immediately calms their anxiety, letting them know their slight tardiness isn't an issue. Both examples show it's used to ease someone's concern and encourage them to relax.
Now let's explore some similar expressions. "No worries" is quite casual and widely used, often as a general response to "thank you" or "sorry," meaning "it's fine." It's very similar to "don't sweat it" in its reassuring tone. Another great alternative is "it's no big deal." This phrase emphasizes that the situation or issue is minor and doesn't warrant any concern or fuss. While "don't sweat it" specifically targets anxiety or stress, "it's no big deal" can also imply that something is easily resolved or insignificant, providing a broader sense of dismissal for minor issues.
To sum up, "don't sweat it" is your go-to phrase for telling someone to relax, not worry, or not get anxious over a particular situation. Originating from the physical manifestation of stress, it's a wonderfully empathetic and reassuring idiom. Remember, next time you see someone fretting over something minor, you can calmly tell them, "Don't sweat it." It's a simple yet powerful way to bring a sense of calm and perspective, making it a valuable addition to your everyday English vocabulary for offering comfort and reassurance. I'll see you next time with another great expression.